In this lesson, we're going to draw wireframes. I hope you have your pen and paper ready. This is my favorite part of the UI design process. So why do I insist on drawing wireframes with a pen and paper? Well, brainstorming layout ideas on paper before you jump into design software helps prevent getting bogged down with colors, font sizes, and trying to make your design pixel perfect while you're still in the initial planning stages. Creating wireframes on paper is more about thinking through the overall concept of your interface and where you want to place various elements. It also helps to ensure that you're actually asking the right questions before you build an entire solution. And if you're brave enough to share your drawings with others, it's a great way to get feedback early on in the process, before you've committed too many resources to a specific design. So how do we approach wireframing? Well, I like to create wireframes using a simple two-step process. First, you start by drawing thumbnails for each page in a user flow diagram. If you're doing this on paper, you draw a series of 2-inch blocks where you try out different layouts. If you do this on a whiteboard, the drawings can be slightly larger. Now, you don't need to be an artist to draw wireframes. The task is not to create a masterpiece. You just want to try out your ideas as quickly as possible and see what works and what doesn't. I recommend creating at least 3 thumbnail-sized ideas for each page in your app. In this example, you'll see that I've drawn an overview for a pump digital twin with 3 different layout ideas. Then I've drawn the drill down pages that open up when you click on an individual pump. I've done 3 layout ideas for that screen as well. You'll notice that there isn't a lot of detail in these wireframes. I didn't use a ruler. My pump drawing sort of looks like a donkey, but that's okay. The idea is just to get my ideas onto paper and out of my head. So once you've decided on the best version of each layout, it's a good idea to turn that thumbnail drawing into something slightly larger. In this more detailed wireframe, you can opt to use a ruler like me, and it's useful to also think about the percentages for the various columns in your grid layout. This will help to ensure that each element gets the right amount of space. If you want to take it a step further, you can turn this detailed wireframe into what we call a high fidelity mockup. This is possible using various prototyping software platforms. There are tools like Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD, or you can even do it in PowerPoint. But that's going to be a whole course in and of itself, so I won't be going into a whole lot of detail on creating high fidelity mockups. But if you want to create the thumbnail and detailed wireframes on paper, you're going to get 80% of the benefit for 20% of the effort. Now that you know how to plan your layouts using wireframes, we're going to discuss how to create a color palette for your interface.